Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I am Lillian. If you're new here, please click the subscribe button. So today we'll be learning how to make this simple dress. So if this is what you like to learn, please stay tuned to the end. And if you recreate any of my tutorial, please tag me on my Instagram address to fit by Lillian. So I already link it to my channel. You'll find the link on my channel. Thank you so much for all your support. Please don't forget to like this video, share, comment, and if you have any question, feel free to ask. Thank you so much for your support. Let's get into it.
Hi guys, so for this tutorial we're making use of dutchess. We have different types. So the one I have is actually the thicker one, okay, that has right and wrong side, as you can see. So this is the one I have that I'm using. So guys, for pattern we are going to trace out from our master pattern. Okay, remember I already told us to actually try as much as possible to create our master pattern. Okay, so we are going to trace out from our master pattern, so we'll go ahead and do that. So we are tracing out from our master pattern. So if you don't have this, I'll include the link on the description box. Remember I drafted this in our previous tutorial and I asked us to actually try as much as possible to create this pattern because that is what I will majorly be using this year. Tracing out from our shoulder to our waistline, that is for the upper part. We are not adding side that nor waist that at the upper part. So what we are going to do for the upper part, we are going to trace out our normal basic bodies. Whenever we are not using that, this is what we trace out. Okay, so for the upper part, watch what I'm going to do now. I'm going to trace out like this. Okay, we only trace out broken line when we are using waist that. Okay, so I'm going to take it like this, and then I'm just going to mark out my bust point and then my chest line. Okay, so hope this is clear. So this is it. So as usual, after tracing out, whatever your tracing wheel is showing, go ahead and trace that out. So this is it for the front. So we are going to come over to the back part. So we are going to also trace out the back. I'm going to bring in my master pattern. I'm going to push it in. So I'm actually pushing it in to create space that we are going to use for zip. So we are going to trace out the back part. So for the back, you are going to come over to your neckline. Come over, follow your neckline like this. So for the back part, we are going to follow our side dart. We are going to follow our broken line. That is because we are actually adding that at the back. So I'm going to take it down like this. Then this is my neckline. I'm going to take it like this. Okay. So remember this is our contour part. So I'm also going to take it like this. So hope this is clear. So when you are done with that, what you are going to do, you are going to come over here. Okay, you are also going to trace out your dart. So trace out your dart. Okay, so when you are done tracing out your dart, what you are going to do, the lines you have inside your chest line, go ahead and trace it out. So this is it. So what you are going to do now, whatever your tracing wheel is showing, go ahead and trace it out. So this is it after marking out. So what you're going to do, you're going to go ahead and then include the allowance. Okay, so include the allowance on your neckline as usual. Include half inch on your neckline, and then at the side add 1 inch. Okay, so add 1 inch for your zipper allowance. So guys, so this is it for the back. So I'm going to cut it out. This is it for the back pattern. So we are just going to set this aside. So for the front, before tracing out the down, what we are going to do, we are going to work on the upper piece first. So remember our shoulder to waist in front is actually longer than our shoulder to waist at the back. So what we are going to do, we are going to make that equal, okay, so that it will actually align together. So I'm going to take off whatever I use as my side dart. So whatever you use as your side dart, go ahead and then take that off. Okay, I'm going to add about 0.5 inch as my sewing allowance. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this part off. So come over the side, add 1 inch as your allowance. Okay, we are going to bring down our neckline. Remember, this is our normal basic body, and then we came down by 3 inches. So I'm going to use this as a guideline now. I'm going to come down by extra 3 inches. Okay, hope this is clear. Remember, our basic bodies, for our neck width, we came down by 3 inches. Okay, so this is already the 3 inches. So I use this as guideline now, and then I came down by another 3 inches. That is in total, I came down by 6 inches. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and create my neckline. Okay, guys, hope we are good here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add half inch. So this is it. So what we are going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and then cut out. So I'm going to set this aside. So I'm going to bring in another pattern. We are going to trace out the front. Remember, we are here to trace out the front. That's the down parts. So what you are going to do, you are going to bring in your master pattern. Okay, so place this on fold and then bring in your master pattern. I'm going to pin this down. So we are going to trace out the down part for the front now. So watch how I'm going to trace out. For the down part, you are following your broken line. Okay, because you are going to close off this part. So follow your broken line. So what you are going to do, you are going to come over here. You are going to trace out your waist darts. I'm going to take off my paper now. Seeing it, so I'm going to use my marker, my ink marker, and then I'm going to trace out whatever that I have there. So what you are going to do now, you are going to add your allowance. Okay, so come over to the waistline. Okay, remember the upper part we added 0.5 as our allowance. So I'm also going to do that here. Okay, so this is it for the front. So go ahead and then cut out. Okay guys, so this is it. So what I want you to do for this front, we are actually not sewing these darts. So we are just going to close it off. Okay, so what I want you to do, you are going to close it off. So what we are going to do now, we are going to go ahead and then cut out on our fabric. Okay, so we are starting with the back piece, so we are going to cut out. So I place my fabric on fold. Okay, that's because I want to cut out two pieces at a go. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out. So this is it for the back. Okay, so I'm going to set it aside. So we are going to cut out the front now. Okay, so remember my dart is still closed. Okay, so just close off your dart and then pin down on your fabric. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and cut out. Okay, so this is it for this. So I'm also going to set this aside. So we are going to cut out the front part, but before cutting it out, what we are going to do, we are going to slash it. Okay, so slash it. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just slashing randomly. You are going to place your fabric on fold. Place your fabric on fold. Then you are going to go ahead. You are going to pin down. This is actually to hold it together. Then, so what you are going to do, try as much as possible to create space. So slash these points. Okay, just slash the allowance so that it will be a bit free. So I don't have much pin left. All you are going to do, you are going to come over here. So the length you have here, okay, so this is 5.1 as you can see. So I'm just going to use my chalk to straighten this point up. So it's actually 5.1 I have here. So I'll come over here. I'm going to mark the 5.1. Okay, so that it will align. Okay, So what we are going to do now, I'm going to use my chalk. Okay, so just use your chalk and then trace it out. Okay, if you want more fullness, you want it fuller than this, you can actually add. Okay, you can actually come over here, then add like 2 inches, and then just bring it down like this. Okay, that is if you want it full here. Okay, so you can just go ahead and then add that extra inches. So I'm going to go ahead and then cut out. Okay guys, so this is it. So I'm going to set it aside, and then we are going to cut out interfacing for the front. So I'm going to also cut this out of my fabric. So guys, this is it. So after cutting out, what you are going to do, you are going to bring in your front piece. You are going to join it together, right side facing the right side. Okay, so what you are going to do, you are going to go over to your machine, and then we are going to join by 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll bring it back. So guys, this is it after sewing. Okay, so this is it after sewing. Okay, so bring in your down piece. Okay, so what we are going to do now, we are going to create a ruffle or gathers, whatever you call it. Okay, so remember to leave out 1 inch. Remember, we are going to join this to the side by 1 inch. Okay, so all you need to do is to go ahead and then create a ruffle. Okay, so I'm going to go over to my machine and I'm going to do that. Okay, so just go ahead, create a ruffle. Okay, and then stitch it right side facing the right side. Okay, and the down part around your waistline like this. Okay, and then join by 1/2 inch. Okay, so hope this is clear. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll bring this back. So guys, this is it after sewing. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so what we are going to do next now, we are going to cut out fabric. Okay, so you are going to cut out fabric. So I have about 35 inches here. So this actually depends on the length you are working with. That will determine the length you are going to cut out. Okay, so I already hem added down also. Okay, so you are also going to sew a strap of about 8 inches length and then 4 inches width. Okay, so this is it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to fold this together, and then I'm going to pass it through. Okay guys, so this is it. So from your waistline, come down by at least 2.5 inch. Okay, so come down from your waistline by at least 2.5 inch. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to place this point here. So I'm going to place it here, and then I'll pin down. So also come over here. Okay, so I'm also going to bring this here. Then I'm also going to pin down. Okay, so when you are done, you are going to determine where you want it to stop. Okay, so this is 7.5 inch away from my knee. So I'm going to pin down at that point. So after pinning down, what we are going to do, so whatever you have left, just go ahead and then arrange it. Okay, so just arrange them. So you're also going to come over at this other side. Remember what I mark here is 7.5 inch, so I'm also going to go out by 7.5 inch. And then I'm also going to pin down. Okay, so you are also going to arrange whatever you have left. This is it. So what we are going to do, I'm going to carefully cut out the excess. I'm not cutting all the excesses just in case I need to make adjustment while sewing. Okay, so guys, so this is it. So what you are going to do now, you are going to bring in your back piece. Okay, so what you are going to do, my back piece, I already sewed off my darts. Okay, so what we are going to do now, we are going to join it shoulder to shoulder. Okay, so join it shoulder to shoulder by 1/2 inch, and then come over the side. We're also going to join it by 1 inch. Okay, so as you can see, our waistline is very obvious here. So what you are going to do, you are going to take your waistline, this is it, your front waist, merge it together. Okay, make sure it's aligning. Okay, so by the time you actually merge it together, you realize that, let me turn it over so you'll be seeing it. So as you align your front waist and your back waist, you realize something like this. It will look as if the length of the front is actually longer than the length of the back. Okay, so that is because of the gathers we did at the waist. Okay, so just align these points. Okay, so as you can see the way it is, we are going to bring it down. Okay, so when you come over here, as you can see the SSs I'm talking about, you are going to just split it like this. Okay, so the SS is not going to be much, and the SS is as a result of these gathers that we did on the waistline. Okay guys, so hope this is clear. So let me turn it to the right side so you see it. Okay, so by the time you turn it to the right side, this is what it will look like. Okay, so all you need to do now, is to go over to your machine. Okay, and then go ahead, sew by 1 inch. Okay, so we are going to do the same thing with this also. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do this, and then I'll bring this back. Okay, so after sewing, this is it. Okay, so I already joined. I'm going to take the round neck circumference, so I'm going to open this up. So we are going to take the round neck circumference. Remember our neckline, we use 3 inches as the neck width. Okay, and then 3 inches as the neck depth. So using 3 inches as the neck width, so, and our front pattern is folded into 2, so 3 plus 3 is going to give us 6. So there is no way we can actually get accurate measurement like this, because if you can take it like this now, you can bring it, so there is no way you can actually take accurate measurement on this point. So what you are going to do, just have at the back of your mind whatever you use as your width, which is 6. So you are going to come over to the back. Okay, so come over to the back. Okay, so what I have here is 4 inches. Okay, so remember our allowance for zipper is actually included, so 4 plus 4, that is 8. So what I'm going to do now, this 8 inches, I'm going to add my 6 inches to it. So hope this is clear. So for the front and back, it's going to be 8 plus 6, that is 8 plus 6 is 14. So what we are going to do now, we are going to set this aside, and then we are going to cut out band for the neckline. So what you are going to do, you are going to fold your paper into 2. So get a pattern paper, fold it into 2. Remember my round neckline circumference was 14. Fold your paper into 2 and then go in by that inches, divide by 2. So mine was 14. So I'm going to go in by 7, because 14 divided by 2 is 7. We are going to add extra 1 inch. So whatever your round neck circumference is, go in by that inches and then add extra 1 inch. So this is serving as allowance. Okay, so what we are going to do now, from this center line, remember this is folded into 2. So from this center line, remember when I measured my back, it was 4. So what I'm going to do now, from this center line, I'm going to go in by my round neckline circumference, which is 4. Whatever yours is, go in by that inches. So you are going to go out by 1.5 inches. Okay, so what you are going to do, you are going to get your curve ruler. Okay, so don't make it too curvy, don't make it too deep. Okay, so all you are going to do is to connect from this point to that 4 inches. So whatever yours is, connect it from that 1.5 inches, then connect it to that 4 inches. Okay, so when you are done doing that, what we are going to do next, from this point, you can use 1.3, you can use 1.25, so it's your choice. So I'm going to use 1.25. So when you are done, go ahead and then carefully connect it. So come over here, just blend it together like this. This particular point that you folded, we are going to label it as back. Come over here, label it as back also. Okay, and then here label it as front, and then come over here, also label it as front. So hope this is clear. So just go ahead and then cut out. Okay guys, so this is it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slit this point at the back. So after slitting, what you are going to do, you are going to bring this together. Remember, this was the front. So what you are going to do now, you are going to go ahead and then cut this out on our fabric. So before cutting out, what you are going to do, join the front together. Okay, so align it together and then use your tape, then go ahead and tape it together. So I folded my fabric into two. That is because we are going to be cutting two pieces. So go ahead and pin down. On pinning, what you are going to do, you are going to add half inch allowance on both ends. When you are done adding, all you need to do is to take your fabric scissors and then cut out. So guys, this is it. So what you are going to do now, remember this is the up, this is the upper part, and this is the down part. So what you are going to do now, you are going to go over to your machine, you are going to sew by this half inch. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll bring this back. So guys, so this is it after sewing. The excesses you have here, you're going to go ahead and then trim it off. Okay, so this is it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in my dress. So fold this into two and then notch. After notching it down, also notch here. After notching it, also notch it down. Okay, so after notching, open it up. The right side will be facing the wrong side. Okay, so the right side will be facing the wrong side. Go ahead and pin down. Okay, so you are going to stop this at the shoulder. So you're also going to come over here. You are also going to take the right side and then face it to the wrong side. So as you can see, this is how I joined it. Okay, so the right side, the down part, the right side should be facing the back of your dress. So what you are going to do now, you are going to go over to your machine and then you are going to sew by half inch. Remember, you are going to stop on your shoulder. Okay, and then you are going to come over here, sew by half inch and then stop on your shoulder. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that and then I'll bring it back. So I already joined by half inch, as you can see. They remember asked us to stop it on at our shoulder. So what you're going to do next, we are also going to mark half inch. So what I'm going to do now, this half inch I have, okay, so we are going to fold it in, fold the half inch in, just pin it down. So guys, this is it. So after pinning your half inch in, what you are going to do now, you are going to come over at the top. You are also going to mark out half inch. Guys, this is it. So what you are going to do now, you are going to fold in this half inch. Okay, so fold it in and then come over here, just place it like this at the top because we are going to top stitch. Okay, so just fold it in and then pin down. Okay, so do the same thing, then place it like this. Okay, and then pin down. So guys, so this is it. Okay, so this is it. So what you're going to do now, you are going to go over to your machine. You are going to go ahead and then top stitch. Okay, so that top stitch is either by 0.1 or 0.2. Okay, so just go ahead and top stitch. So while top stitching, also try as much as possible to make sure it's sitting well and then arrange it with your hand. Okay, while top stitching, so just go ahead and then top stitch. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that and then I'll bring it back. So guys, this is it after top stitching. Okay, so this is it after top stitching, as you can see. Okay, so this is it after top stitching. So all you need to do now is to go ahead and fix your zip. Okay, so just go ahead and fix your zip and then fix whatever sleeve you want. So I'm going to use my normal basic sleeve, so go ahead and fix whatever sleeve you want. So thank you so much for watching. This is the end of this video.
So guys, this is the end of this video. So I went ahead to fix my normal basic sleeve, so you can use whatever sleeve of your choice. So if you recreate this, please tag me on Instagram at Dress to Fit by Lillian. The link is on my channel, and then don't forget to like. Thank you so much. See you on my next video.